Alright guys, so I just want to go over the work for this real quick. So we're given this formula, f prime of a is equal to the limit of a as h approaches 0 for f of a plus h minus f of a all over h. And in the problem, we were given that f prime is equal to 2. So all that means is that we plug in 2 into this formula. Or, well, this formula specifically. So I'll have it written out here. So the first step is that you put f prime of 2, which is the point we were given, into this formula. So the limit of h approaches 0, and then we plug in 2 plus h, because that's what it is here. So if a is equal to 2, it's f of 2 plus h, right? So it's square root of 6, and then we plug in that 2 plus h plus 4, and then minus, and then this f of a. And again, a is 2, so we just plug in 2 into the formula we had. So it's the square root of 6, plug in 2, plus 4, which simplifies to this, which is just that, minus 4. Because 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 is 16, the square root of 16 is 4. And then for step 2, all we did was combine these two numbers, because 12 plus 4 is equal to 16, which is why it's in blue. So this is square root of 16 plus 6h minus 4 all over h. And so then the next step would be to multiply by the conjugate. That's how we get rid of the square root. So like we had here, we just plop it down here. It's the square root of 16 plus 6h minus 4 all over h. And we multiply by the conjugate, and we multiply by the conjugate. Everything that's under the square root stays the same, so 16 plus 6h. The only thing that changes is the sign, so from a negative it turns into a positive. And whatever we multiply the numerator by, we have to multiply the denominator by. So it's the same thing, square root of 16 plus 6h plus 4. And then what we do is that we multiply these two. So when we multiply these two, the square root cancels out, so it just becomes 16 plus 6h. And then these two multiplied equal negative 16. And then all over this times that, which is h times square root of 16 plus 6h plus 4. And then after that, these two numbers cancel each other out, so we just cross them out. And that turns into 6h all over h times, square root of 16 plus 6h plus 4. And then what happens here is that we cross out the h's, so all that is left is 6 all over square root of 16 plus 6h plus 4. And then from here, all we do is, since we got h out of there, we just plug in 0 for h. So it is 6 all over square root of 16 plus 6. And here is where we plug in the 0 for h plus 4. And then it's algebra, which is just 6 all over 8. And that simplifies down to 3/4. And that's how you do that one.